Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive into a real farm-level medical mystery. It's the kind of scenario that frustrates even the most seasoned dairy managers. You know the feeling, right? You're doing everything right. Everything looks absolutely perfect on paper. The cows look fine, the barn is running like a well-oiled machine, so why in the world is your milk production slowly, quietly dropping? It's that silent leak in profitability that keeps producers up at night, and today we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Picture this for a second. You're sitting in the office, reviewing your daily records. The forage analysis comes back looking absolutely great, your total mixed ration is perfectly balanced to the exact gram, and your herd appears completely healthy. No major diseases diagnosed by the vet. Yet, you start noticing these subtle, super irritating changes out in the barn. Feed refusals are slowly creeping up at the bunk. After milking, you see cows lingering around certain drinkers while other troughs sit completely unused. In the afternoon heat, they're spending long periods just waiting. Now, the immediate knee-jerk reaction for a lot of us is to pick up the phone, call the nutritionist, and start tweaking the ration. But before we touch the feed, we need to stop, take a step back, and ask a completely different question. So are your cows actually drinking enough water to support the milk you're asking them to produce? Let's look past the feed ration to the ultimate, often totally overlooked suspect on the farm: water. It's literally the most important nutrient consumed by your dairy cows. Yet, incredibly, it's frequently the least monitored. So today, we're going to solve this hydration mystery using the latest applied ruminant science to figure out exactly what is going on in your barn. Let's move into Section 1, Why Every Drop Counts. Consider the sheer composition of what you are actually producing. Milk itself is approximately 87% water. Just think about that for a second. You are essentially in the business of packaging and selling water with a fantastic mix of fats and proteins suspended inside it. What that means is that adequate, totally unrestricted hydration is fundamentally non-negotiable for synthesizing milk. You simply cannot produce a liquid product without the liquid foundation. If water goes down, milk volume has literally nowhere to go but down with it. To achieve high production, the daily physiological demand is just absolutely staggering. Depending on the diet, the environment, and their stage of lactation, a high-producing dairy cow demands a massive 100 to 180 liters of water every single day. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of a fully drawn standard bathtub for just one cow, every single day. Multiply that by a herd of 100, 500, or 1,000 cows, and you start to realize this isn't just about a casual sip from a trough. This is an incredible logistical requirement for your farm's infrastructure to meet flawlessly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if that daily demand isn't met, well, you trigger a devastating chain reaction we call the domino effect. Notice how tightly bound water intake is to feed intake. When water availability drops, a cow's water intake drops. This immediately crashes your dry matter feed intake because cows absolutely need heavy volumes of water to maintain a fluid environment for all those microbes in their rumen. So that lower feed intake destroys rumen fermentation, which then stalls nutrient absorption across the gut wall and ultimately tanks your milk production while compromising the cow's health. It's a rapid, unforgiving cycle of declining productivity, and it all starts from just a single thirsty cow. Which brings us to Section 2, the hidden causes of low intake. You see, reduced intake is rarely one giant, catastrophic failure. It's usually a chronic management issue, kind of just hiding in plain sight. Think about the daily challenges out in the pens. Maybe your troughs are dirty with a slick layer of algae or biofilm. I mean, if the water tastes gross, they just won't drink enough. Or maybe your plumbing system has a low flow rate, causing these crazy long wait times that frustrate the cows until they simply give up and go lie down. During the summer, severe heat stress can spike the herd's demand so high that it simply blows past your system's supply capacity. Even things like insufficient trough space, causing dominant boss cows to bully the younger ones, or frozen drinkers in the winter play a massive role. Any one of these hitting factors will quietly lead to severe, compounding production losses. All right, let's jump to Section 3, Actionable Farm Solutions. So how do we actually fix this? Science gives us 5 immediate, highly practical actions you can take right now. Start by inspecting every single water trough daily for dirt, manure, and biofilm buildup. A quick scrub can work absolute wonders. Next, don't just eyeball it. Physically measure the liters per minute flow rate of your drinkers using a bucket and a stopwatch. Then, take a step back and observe. Are dominant cows blocking access, or are cows waiting too long? During hot weather, proactively increase access by making sure troughs are totally full and located close to shaded resting areas. And finally, keep a strict eye on your sick and fresh cows, because they are the absolute most vulnerable to dehydration. To make this even easier, let's map it out logically into a diagnostic decision tree. The next time you notice milk production declining while your feed quality and ration are perfectly acceptable, your absolute first step has to be checking water availability. If access is inadequate, stop what you are doing and improve the supply immediately. Fix the pump, clean the trough, increase the pressure. Now, if access seems completely adequate, then you need to shift your focus to monitoring their drinking behavior. Actually, scratch that. You should always monitor their behavior, because behavior often reveals subtle management issues way before your production records ever will. And here's why monitoring that behavior is so absolutely crucial. A sudden drop in water intake isn't just a basic management hiccup. It is an incredible early warning indicator of internal physiological trouble. Long before a cow shows a fever or goes entirely off her feed, she's going to stop drinking. This drop often signals serious, really costly illnesses like ketosis, metritis, mastitis, or severe digestive disorders. By paying close attention to the activity around the water trough, you can actually catch and treat a sick cow before clinical signs ever fully appear, which saves you a massive amount of time and veterinary costs. Let's wrap up with Section 4, the future of farming. Water management is rapidly entering this fascinating new era of precision livestock farming. The future of ruminant science involves smart water troughs equipped with RFID readers that can actually automatically record the individual sips, the drinking frequency, and the duration for every single cow. We are looking at artificial intelligence that's going to analyze these tiny micro-changes in water intake to instantly detect disease risks and heat stress way before humans can even spot them. Ultimately, this leads to integrated herd monitoring. It's like a giant puzzle seamlessly combining water data with rumination collars, feed intake sensors, and robotic milk yield data to create the ultimate real-time early warning system for your dairy. To wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. When was the last time you actually physically measured the flow rate and the true cleanliness of every water trough on your farm, rather than just sort of walking by to check if they were wet? It is so easy to take water for granted until that milk check drops. So challenge your daily management routine today. Take a closer look at those troughs and fiercely protect your herd's most critical nutrient. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.